Welcome everybody, I'm Jeff Barton and I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. Thanks for joining us and watching each and every Sunday at 4:30. We're on and we bring local news, events, local things that affect real estate prices, maybe some of the decisions that you're trying to make right now about what you're going to do. You want to sell your house, you want to buy your house, maybe you want to take some money out of your house. All things that are decisions that you're going to need to make intelligently, we're going to try to help you with that on the show. We bring all sorts of great guests on the show. We've had real estate agents and comedians, and we've had politicians, and we've had a whole host of people on our panel who each and every week we talk about the issues that affect real estate here in Las Vegas. This week is no exception. I'm really happy to bring to us finally, and face to face is Debbie Harris, and she's with Performance Intermediate. Debbie, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Great, thanks. We're meeting in person for the first time. It's really nice. You've been on the radio show several times.
Yes, I have.
And I really like the way that you talk about social media, about how people relate to one another, about how someone you're trying to reach is reachable, and then how to sustain a really good connection.
Yeah, and I think it's very much the same way we do it in person. People think that social media is social magic. It's not. If I'm meeting you, I'm building a relationship with you, whether it's online or whether it's in person. So the whole key with social media, and depending on the platform, if we talk about LinkedIn, and I know you and I have talked about
many
LinkedIn,
times, and
it's so important for professionals. There you actually can establish a one-to-one relationship with somebody. So as you reach out to someone for a connection and they accept, you can reach back, particularly if you're local, like a real estate person, you can reach back and say, thank you so much for connecting with me. I'd love to learn more about your business. Perhaps I can help you. That's the key. It's about them, not about you. Would you be available for a coffee next week at 4 o'clock? And this, of course, is a local situation.
Of course.
And what you're doing on LinkedIn is you're building that same relationship that you and I are building right now, face to face.
You know, we talk on the radio. I have a gazillion people on my LinkedIn account, okay? And the time and the necessary time, the elements to put into it, you said a half hour a day.
Yes.
Okay? And a half hour a day can get me 5 or 6, if I think about the contact, if I try to make it personal, about 5 or 6 different people I can reach a day, and I'm trying to map it out in my head. It's going to take me 3 months to get to all these people.
Okay.
When you start getting feedback and when it starts to build some momentum, it also takes more time. How do you automate? How do you turn it over to something less time consuming? That's my issue with it.
That's a great question, and really you have to decide. Maybe for you, you only reach out to one person per week. And I've done this with people, and I've had people say, well, I asked 4 people to have coffee with me next week at 4 o'clock because I didn't put it down on my calendar.
Listen, well, that's a problem.
You have to be organized here. So now you have 3 people that want to have coffee with you at 4 o'clock next week. Maybe you only reach out to one person in that manner each week. And one person per week you make a personal connection with to have a coffee or something like that. The rest of the people you're just sending a message. And the other thing is, you want to have these messages set up in Word so that you can just copy and paste and just make sure you're putting the person's first name in. So you're building that relationship, and you do it at your level. For some people starting out, they may need to reach out to 10 or 20 people per week just to get 1 or 2 people to make that response and to build up their profile. If you already have all those connections, you might go through them, do a search, and just say, okay, once a week I'm going to connect with 1 or 2 people, reach out and see if I can do a face-to-face or a phone call or something like that. Oh, by the way, people still do talk on the phone. So it's important to remember that.
No, I'm a big phone proponent. I love the phone. I love to pick it up. I'm constantly in the car when I'm driving around, and just picking up a phone just really seems to me to be a really good way. A lot of people don't like the phone. You know what I mean? They either want to text you or they want to, however it is, through LinkedIn or Facebook or any number of other ways to get it. Now let's talk about some of the other social media platforms. Right, exactly.
Well, if you're in business, Facebook's pretty much a must. It's a home base for everybody on social media. So whether somebody is 14 or 90, they're going to likely have a Facebook profile. And most of us are spending 5 to 6 hours a week checking our Facebook profile. And it's true, we're all doing it in our hands
Right.
with our handheld devices.
Right.
So you want to have a Facebook business page, you want to post on it regularly. The key though is that Facebook is probably not going to show those posts to anybody. You need to pay Facebook. But dollar for dollar, Facebook is your best bang for the buck on the internet. So if you're giving Facebook $10, $15, $20, $30, you're reaching a lot of people.
And that's through boosting?
Through boosting, exactly. You're learning from
Yes,
me.
I know you told me, so I figured I'd reiterate it
It's
here.
through boosting. I'm not talking about the ads that show up on the right-hand side of your Facebook page. I'm
Right.
talking about the boosting.
Right.
Because you're taking a post and you're saying, okay, Facebook, I would like to show this to women aged, 35 to 65 plus. You can actually do it by zip code, in these zip codes. And they have these interests. And Facebook will do it. Facebook will deliver it in the timeline. And Facebook will tell you how many people approximately it's going to deliver it to. Very, very important.
That's very targeted.
effective. It's very
Very-
targeted. Remember, Facebook knows everything about us.
Right.
Every time we like something, every time we comment on something, we go to the web, Facebook has that information down. So from someone who's marketing, and people don't mind seeing that in their news feed.
Right.
It's there, they can respond to it, not respond to it, it doesn't matter. It's there in the news feed. So that's Facebook. Instagram is very important. Instagram's now over 700 million users.
That's incredible. Really,
But,
it is.
it's a visual thing, so
It's a
real
visual
estate,
thing, right.
loans, certainly anybody in the artistic arena, anyone that has a visual, and you can be visual even if you're not. Instagram's important. If you are talking to women in any way, shape, or form, and you can figure out some way to be visual, you've got to be on Pinterest.
Okay.
If you're a product, and it's a product that men buy for women, or women buy for men, you want to be on there. It's about 80% women. Women who use Pinterest tend
Why is that?
it's
I'm
all
on Pinterest,
visual.
and is that why? Is it more product driven? Is it more just relationship driven? Is it more just geared to the female audience?
I think it's geared to the female audience because it really started out with a lot of wedding stuff.
I see.
And it drew a female crowd to it. And now it is still 79 to 80% women. And the women who use Pinterest are addicted to it. In fact, women spend more money on Pinterest than any other platform.
Wow.
And
Wow.
they say that Pinterest is the one that most influences their decisions to purchase products. So there you have it.
Right.
If you're marketing to women, you want to be on Pinterest. Snapchat, I mean,
Okay, there's a danger in that for a guy to marketing to women, right? It's just an inherent distrust, in my opinion.
depends on what you're.
Well, if you're a real estate agent, or if you're a mortgage broker, or a car salesman, a stockbroker, any of the high-power sale jobs, how do you reach across and create a trust through a medium like Pinterest?
Great question. Through a story. I work with a financial planner here in Las Vegas whose mother lost two husbands, and because she was not informed about their personal finances, it was very, very devastating for her. So he tells his personal story about what happened to my mom and how I don't want that to happen to any other woman. So sometimes it's a story.
Okay.
And sometimes it's just reaching women with honesty and transparency and the willingness to help. A lot of women would prefer to do business with a man than a
Okay.
woman. It depends. But you want to have that story. Stories are really important, and that personal touch. The reason I'm marketing to women is because,
I see.
do you have a sister that's, what is the reason other than, well, I want to make,
I want to make
obviously,
money.
you know.
Hey, listen, we're up against the clock. Could you shout out your phone number?
I sure
say
will.
this, please say something about
I
how
will.
people can get in touch with you. Great
I'm
information.
Debbie Harris. My number is 702-720-6560. That's 702-720-6560. We are PImedia.me. PIMEDIA.me. Have any questions? I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you very much.
You're
Thanks
very
for being on
welcome.
the show
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
exactly.
it.
Good
Thanks.
seeing you too.
Good seeing you too.
And I'm Jeff Barton, and I've been your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show, and glad you tuned in. And we'll see you in a few minutes.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with SuperGrow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your SuperGrow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with SuperGrow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your SuperGrow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Welcome everybody, I'm Jeff Barton, your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show, and thanks for tuning in. Every Sunday night at 4:30, we are on channel 18.8, and we want to make sure that you come each and every week to make sure that you get the most up-to-date and timely information on real estate sales, real estate purchases, mortgages, all kinds of things that have to do with the decisions that you're going to be making when you want to buy a house, when you want to sell a house, when you want to just find out about the process in and of itself. We have great guests on the show, terrific people who come to you and try to bring to you knowledge that they've garnered over many years in the business. I want to introduce to you Big Tex from Big Tex. I'm going to do it again. Real estate and investment and consulting. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's
Tex,
all right. It's a tongue twister.
Thanks very much for coming on the show. And Rebecca Fitzgerald, our in-house real estate agent from F&F Investment Realty. Thanks for coming on the show. And Omar Merced from Real Estate Wishes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to get right into this data breach. We talked about it on previous shows in a little bit, and I'm going to go right to you, Tex. Tell us what it is, how it affects us, and what we're going to do about it.
Well, when it comes to data breach with Equifax, one of the things you got to take a look at, this hasn't been the first time that this has actually happened. The hack actually originally started from a different group back in March.
Okay.
And then they waited some time to see if they can, level the playing field, make sure that there was no information that was taken. And what they were doing was probing through Equifax to see if they can get everyone's information. And then July is when they did a full-scale attack. And so 143 million. So what that means is almost half of everyone that has some type of credit, 1 out of every 2 people have been hacked. And like Rebecca said, she knows people that's been hacked. There's 6 or 7 of us in here. Someone's been hacked too as well. And the big problem right now, is the second problem, is Equifax has been sending people to the wrong site to check what's going on with their information.
Good. We talked about this off air. There are 2 different sites. One, the wrong site, and one, the correct site.
Right.
Okay.
The wrong site is security Equifax EquifaxSecurity2017.com. That's the wrong site. The right site is EquifaxSecurity2017.com. And that's the way you go in
confusing.
there. Exactly. And he wanted to prove that he can go in and copy and paste and spoof it. And already 100,000 people from Equifax have been sent to that site. So now
They got hacked again.
they're going to get hacked again.
They're gonna get hacked again.
Exactly.
Okay,
That's awesome.
let's just break this down. From a real estate standpoint, and obviously another real estate standpoint, especially in your business where you're flipping houses, you're running into people who may or may not be who they say they are. Are you worried about that at all?
I am a weirdo and I get on like Ben Verified and I like research people, especially like as being a girl in real estate.
Yeah.
I don't know half the time if a guy's just trying to like hang out with me and like waste my time. So I don't even know if he has any 2 cents to rub together. So I kind of like do some research about people before I even agree to do it. And I work mainly on referrals.
Okay, very good. And Omar?
Well, I think this problem is much bigger than just the people that come to work with us or.
Well, no question about it. But locally, how does it affect us here? You, me, people who work here?
I don't think we're at the point where we can even determine the damage that's really been done.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
think that this
Yeah.
breach is massive. But then again, I've given up on privacy completely. I think our lives now are so out there that I just don't do stupid things that will be caught on camera because I've given up on privacy. I think that, not to be a conspiracist, I think Big Brother can hear us if he wanted to.
Right.
I think our lives are, I think we volunteer all our information anyway to
Of course you
everybody.
do. On
Absolutely.
Facebook.
On
Absolutely.
Facebook and
You
things.
don't even need someone's
Yeah.
social security number to run their credit. You just need their
Right.
name and their birth. That's
Right.
it.
Right.
And then the whole false thing about credit and credit scores, get me started on that. It's not necessary. We don't need credit scores. We don't need this, what people think traditional credit is. We don't need credit cards.
Well, if
There's
you're going to get a loan, you got to have credit.
No, you do not. You do not have to have credit. There's alternate credit things
Oh,
that
okay.
they look at.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, I do.
I
Alternate-
know that you guys are in the mortgage business, so it's not really. But there's all other ways of doing that.
Sure there
where,
is. Sure, that
you
most
know, we're
people
not
won't-
we're not praying to the FICO God of hey, hopefully our credit is great. We pay our bills, do the other things that are that can be done, and use an alternate credit, and freeze your credit report and freeze your credit stuff in there. It's gone.
Okay, so is that the solution?
Well, and that's one of the solutions for those who are spenders that like to spend, because we live in Las Vegas and people here love to spend. As a matter of fact, it's credit capital. So a lot of credit issues here. But for those that use their credit cards, don't just sign your name on the back of the credit card. Put CID. So therefore, when you get ready to go make a purchase, they have to verify it.
No, that's actually not true. Nordstrom's actually has a policy now that they don't ask for an ID, and they won't ask for an ID.
If you write it on the
If
back
you
of
write it
your
on
credit card,
if you write it on
say-
the back of your credit
Well,
card,
the
CID.
thing about that is legally you would have to sign your name and put the CID to make that work, and they're not required to check it anyway. It's not a requirement. The only thing that they have to verify is that it is signed. Now, if they accept your card that says CID and it doesn't have a signature,
I never sign a credit card.
I don't
Never.
either.
and technically they are not supposed to run it because your signature on the back of the card is that you're agreeing to the terms and conditions.
Well,
of the
for
card.
me, if I sign it and lose the card, now you have my card and my signature.
Right.
Now they have
Correct.
a signature and any
Who's
public
they?
document. Well, that's the thing. Who is they? They is those people that would somehow profit with your information. And
Right.
if you're hacking and you're selling, and a lot of people think that it's this malicious group that wants to do harm. At the end of the day, they're crappy business at all. They're still a business. And what they're trying to do is, what can they do with this information to make money on that information?
Absolutely
And
right.
believe it or not, a lot of first-party businesses buy that information for, let's say, if there's this massive credit brief and they can reduce that information to a certain
You know what?
market.
He brings up a point. Like, these people might not even want to steal people's information. They might want it for data. Data is gold.
Yeah,
in this,
data is-
in
that's
this,
it.
in this day and age.
It's a
data
federal
is
crime
gold.
to buy and sell stolen credit information.
But they don't necessarily need the credit information.
Anybody
They-
involved
need the
with it is going to
statistics.
They want
jail.
the,
Right.
They need the data.
Big
might-
thing what they're doing is they're actually selling the information, selling on the black market, or it could be something that is not as big as obtainable. Like a lot of credit people here in Las Vegas, from what I've seen, the credit's been stolen and a vehicle's been purchased. You don't have to buy the car.
Right.
You can go buy a vehicle or some clothes, something that you know that hey, you're the salesperson, you're greedy, you're about to get a commission. If I just slightly overlook certain things.
That's not what I'm saying. So basically, I don't need that information. I don't care, okay? They can make more money off of actually knowing that Jeff Barton Shaw has a credit card at the Gap or has a credit card at Home Depot. That information, to compile that, is more valuable than actually hacking people and like, stealing money.
Now you will have the criminal element that will buy a bulk card and they will go out and do applications and then I've heard all about the schemes. They go out, get the credit cards, and then they go and they buy on a shopping spree until it gets canceled, and then they have the merchandise, and then they sell the merchandise at 50%, and you know, there is that criminal element. But you think about it. How organized would you have to be to do 140 million plus people and make it a criminal enterprise so well done that it would make sense? Really, these people are just looking about how can I make money off this? And I agree completely with Rebecca. It's if they can do the data and they know that, hey, all these people in this age are buying this thing, then I want that list to be sold to these people that are selling that product.
And that's not buying stolen credit information. That's just buying data. And I get random emails, like I have no clue how these people got my information on a regular basis. Or these phone calls that you get that say...
So you guys are thinking then that most of this information is being used like big data would be used.
Right.
Well, how else were they able to extract all that information?
I have no idea how you can get that much information. Do you know?
The easiest way was the system is very old. Even the SEC just got hacked a couple of days ago. The system is very old that's in place. They're only patching things. They haven't redone the whole infrastructure, and that's why it's so easy for it to get hacked.
And here's my opinion, is they'll never be able to do that. There is never going to be any system that is not connected to an exterior system that won't be able to be penetrated, and you can go from the CIA to the bakery around the corner that uses the Square card.
The security, like IT industry, is expected to just like continue to grow like exponentially. It's such a huge industry. I sold security for a company, and it's just such a huge industry.
But the solution to a couple of these problems is first lock down your credit, lock down your stuff, and then second is move away from using credit and live.
Cash is king anyway.
Live on
and
the
remember,
cash basis.
this hack also extended to Canada and the UK. So it's not just America. This is also Canada and the UK. But for those who you're still going to have those that still going to want to use their credit cards, put a freeze on your account.
Right.
Put a freeze on your account until you figure out what's going on, because people don't comprehend 143 million is a big, big number. And there's people out there that's just out there flying blind, and they don't realize it, man. That is a huge address, date of birth, social, credit card numbers, your name, everything, jobs.
And here's the scariest thing. It is out there forever.
Right.
It is out there forever. Honestly, another solution would be for the government to step up and say, hey, we're going to reissue some kind of identification number so that we can transfer away from the Social Security to another more secure
It'll
kind of
happen
system.
when we get like implants in our arms eventually.
You mean another one? All right, let's move on to another topic. Thanks very much. Great information. Governor Sandoval seeks review of gaming and marijuana industry. He has issued an order for the Nevada Gaming Policy Committee to meet December 15th. They want to warn casino owners that the federal law against marijuana possession and sale is illegal, and that if anybody is involved with that at the casinos, that they have the ability to take their license away. What do you think about that?
Well, what is, I don't understand, what do they mean by, are they saying that the casino being involved in the sale and the...
Yeah, right.
Oh,
you can't have marijuana.
Well, not now, absolutely
well,
not.
Okay, so they're working on something. I read that they're trying to. Nevada's supposed to have the first, like, basically coffee shops like they do in Amsterdam.
Just got turned down.
So basically,
Just got turned down?
Yesterday.
That would have direct implications with that, because if you were to say, okay, my casino allowed to have a coffee shop where people can smoke, that could have like a direct implication with their gaming license, which they would not want to lose their gaming license.
Oh yeah, I see.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's what I think that kind of entails.
Well, do you think we're eventually going to see pot smoking in the casinos?
Yeah,
in controlled areas. In controlled areas,
Right.
I think it's going to be I think eventually the federal government will not be able to ignore the money, and they'll figure out it's the solution to get rid of the debt. They'll approve it throughout the nation, even these conservative states. And then eventually it will. We're talking 5, 10, 20 years. This is the same way alcohol and the prohibition and that thing. This is going that way. But yeah, you don't want to.
It's too big of a money income stream that's coming in. And right now, in the state of Colorado, they're trying to do the same thing as far as having like a coffee house or something like that. Now, if it goes through in Colorado and Denver, you bet your bottom dollar it's going to come back. They're going to wait to see what happens in Colorado.
It's eventually it eventually is going to propagate to the whole nation. There's no denying it. Everybody's in trouble with money, and this is the silver bullet. I hate to say it. In every nation, everybody likes marijuana. Well, not everybody, but let's generalizing, right? It's proven that it's a great. We haven't.
He said he never smoked.
Yeah,
It's not the truth. Said that too.
It's not the truth that's been given all over these years. So now the truth is coming out. It's a great medicinal and to treat pain and injuries and a whole bunch of other things. Eventually, it will be illegal all around, and then all this stuff it'll be nonsense. And at the end of the day, you can't ignore the money. Follow the money.
Well,
the money is there, and it will be. It will be throughout not only the nation, the world will embrace it as a moneymaker.
Okay, so we're taking care of the weed industry in the casinos. We talk a little bit about credit. I have a saying that once you reach a certain dollar amount, that your worries are over. Mm-hmm. We're all dreamers. Clark County, Las Vegas, we're all. So what is that number? What's the number to you guys? In terms of...
What? He said 25 million?
25 million.
25 million.
Once you hit 25 million, you are a free person.
I'm going to respectfully disagree. I think that once your passive income surpasses your monthly expenses to a point where your standard of living can be maintained without you working, I think that is your number.
Well, what is that number for you?
Well, I'm not a normal person.
25 million, that's what I said.
More like a lot per month.
Yeah, a lot per month. Yeah. See, the idea of freedom of choice, being able to do what you want, so you're standing in front of something, you want it, you get it, you never think once about the price. And that's the important thing that I'm trying to understand is Vegas is filled with a lot of dreamers, a lot of people who gamble, a lot of people who enjoy the lifestyle of the dream.
Right.
So the dream for most people is I want to be free financially, and that number is...
People have a different, they think that they need a certain amount in their bank account. You can still live the same lifestyle as long as you know enough people in this town. You can live the exact same lifestyle a billionaire is.
Are you trying to tell us something?
Well, I went to the Mayweather fight.
Oh, that's true. How was that fight? Good?
That was a good fight.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
It was a good fight.
Yeah, I went to the Mayweather fight. I saw Mike Tyson. He has his one-man show. At the
Oh, that's right. How was that show doing?
Recently. It's funny. It's like
funny.
he talks about his life.
Yeah, I've seen it on HBO. Yeah, I saw it. That's good.
I mean, it's not a family show.
You don't like it?
Oh, no, I like
That's
it.
But there's one little factor that she is leaving out. Her hair is longer than mine.
Oh, I see.
So there's one little factor that she's leaving out. There's certain things that we do have to do that young ladies don't. You can work at McDonald's.
No, you can't say that. That's not necessarily true. You
Not
think
in a
it's
bad
true?
way. No, not in a bad way.
That's
In a good way.
That's internationally true.
Yeah, not in a bad
Tickets I
way.
got from Mike Tyson was from a girlfriend of mine, so I don't necessarily
Not in a bad
agree with
way.
that.
Thank you very much, all of you, for coming on the show. And I really enjoyed having a good laugh, too, about it at the end. We had a lot of serious things to talk about, but I really appreciate it. And thank you very much for tuning in this Sunday, 4:30, and every Sunday. I'm Jeff Barton, your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. Thanks.